a lot of the people in our school to get involved in civic engagement and kind of know what's going on in the world. So I want this to be a series where we kind of debate different topics that are, not debate, but have discussions about different topics that are kind of hot button issues right now. So obviously the one for today is going to be gun control and gun reform. I have a bunch of questions already typed up to ask these guys. Please keep in mind they are not political candidates, they're just students who are, a lot of these questions are actually fact-based. They're not going to be stating a huge amount of their opinion. So just keep that in mind. I want it to be like a town hall style thing, so if you guys have any questions, I guess you can like raise your hands and you can like come up here and ask them. But just keep in mind, don't try to like, I guess, hammer them into answering really tough questions because they are just students. So yeah, I guess we'll just get started and you guys can kind of introduce yourselves.
Now they say that those guns that are getting recalled, they're going to destroy them instead of sending them back to the manufacturer to be resold. So I think like things that you can't legislate, like private sector shifts like that, are kind of like a realization of some people that they want to like affect that themselves instead of the government doing it, which is something that probably will be, I think we'll see more of in the future.
In other countries, it's okay to have stricter gun laws, have the police do a background check every year. But here in America, it's like constitutional. You have the right to bear arms. So the government can't just have a blanket of who can carry arms and who can't. And then you have to look at why all the gun shootings are happening. Why are they happening in the schools? I can't just walk up in here with a gun. But in Florida, it happened. So we have to look at why, not really why the person had a gun. They had the gun. The shooting's done. So we have to look at other reasons of the situation and how we can prevent it. And raising the age, I mean, it can be effective, but you still have the black market. You still have people who don't legally get guns. Like she said, it's just a lot of guns in the United States. So trying to take a law approach to it is probably not the most reasonable thing because we've already been doing it, and here we are.
So for the one, I would like to mention that the Second Amendment stipulates that the right to bear arms is reserved for militias, not for just everyone.
The text of the Second Amendment is, what is it, a well-regulated militia be necessary for the security. But yeah, so I guess the phrase that people always say is the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed, which can be interpreted a lot of different ways. But yeah, like that's kind of what it says.
Issue. A large majority of the American population is in favor of common sense, and that includes Republicans. In Congress, what you see is that people are divided because what their constituents are saying is that it's a stepping stone. A common sense gun legislation will lead to the restriction of all guns, and that's not true. What we have to analyze is you can't say that the means will always result in a harsher end. And when Republicans stand up, Mitch McConnell and Paul Ryan stand up and say that that's what's going to happen, or the NRA, which at this point has been reduced to a lobbying group, and they're saying that that's what's going to happen, they're just drawing fear. Because in the end, the U.S. government, for the most part, is not looking to take away all guns. They understand the rights of the Constitution. The Supreme Court does. They would protect that right. So it's not a partisan issue, and to distinguish your subject, I think would be an oversimplification. You saw, instead of gun violence, you saw knife violence, which in the United States we think is very unusual. But for them, it was so terrible that they literally allowed police to stop people and to check them for knives. And if you had a knife, you could be arrested just for having one. So to say that handguns are therefore more dangerous, they are dangerous. All guns are dangerous, it's their point. So the reform that has to be made with all guns is that you have to have tight restrictions on who buys them. And the United States has to work more as a whole to stop black market trade. I think the other panelists said that even if you restrict guns in the U.S., there's always a black market. And the U.S. can help restrict the black market. It's not doing enough as it is, and it's allowing it to happen, and that's unacceptable.